Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In my previous video, we discussed about the intracranial meninges, and so this video is kind of continuation of it, where we are going to learn about the spinal meninges. This one is a very short video, and if you haven't watched my previous video, go watch it. Now, let's start this video. Spinal meninges, or the coverings of spinal cord. There are three in number from outside to inside. They are dura mater, arachnoid mater, and the innermost pia mater. Let's see in this diagram. The green part is the pia mater. This black part is the arachnoid mater. And the violet part is the dura mater. Outside dura mater, this is the vertebral canal. And these lines are the trabeculae, which lies in the subarachnoid space. Firstly, talking about dura mater, extent from foramen magnum, which is a hole from which the brainstem passes, to lower border of S2 vertebra. It is single layered, that is, only meningeal layer is present, compared to cranial dura mater having two layers, the periosteal layer and the meningeal layer. So here the endosteal or the periosteal layer is absent. It does not form dural folds unlike the cranial dura. In the cranial dura, 4 folds form. Here no folds form. Epidural space is present, which is the space between spinal dura and the vertebral canal. So space between this purple and the black line is the epidural space, while in the cranial dura mater, the space between two layers of the meninges is known as epidural space. This space here contains loose areolar tissue, semi-liquid fat, and the internal vertebral venous plexus. Another space called subdural space, present between the dura and the arachnoid mater, contains capillary layer of fluid, means the space between the violet layer and the black layer. This space is the subdural space. Second is the arachnoid mater. Extent above it is continuous with the arachnoid mater of the brain, and below extends up to the lower border of the S2 vertebra like the dura mater. It is an avascular layer, means devoid of blood vessels, inside which lies the subarachnoid space with trabeculae. So this space is the subarachnoid space containing the trabeculae. Third, pia mater. Extent closely invests the spinal cord and then continues below it as a thin thread-like prolongation known as filum terminale. Let's concentrate in this diagram. This part is the spinal cord, and here the spinal cord terminates. So up till here, the pia mater closely invests the spinal cord. Below this, the pia mater continues as a thin thread-like structure known as filum terminale. So this white structure, which is thread-like and thin, is known as filum terminale. The subarachnoid space around the filum terminale contains a pool of CSF called the lumbar cistern. Lumbar puncture, which is done to withdraw CSF, is done from the lumbar cistern. Means this is the filum terminale, and this space around the filum terminale is the subarachnoid space containing the CSF fluid from where the lumbar puncture is done. Now we will learn about the lumbar puncture in detail. It is done to withdraw CSF for diagnostic and therapeutic purposes. Preferred site for lumbar puncture is between L3 and L4 vertebra. This is because at the lower border of the L1 vertebra, the spinal cord terminates. So we do lumbar puncture below this level so that we do not hurt the spinal cord. Procedure: the spine must be fully flexed with the patient either lying on the side or seated to get the maximum space without hurting the spinal nerves. So in this way, the patient should be seated in the fully flexed position or lying on the either side to get the full space for lumbar puncture to be done. Next is the processes of pia mater. First, we will learn about phylum Terminale. It is a delicate, thread-like structure extending from the tip of conus medullaris to the first coccygeal vertebra. Now, what is conus medullaris? It is the lowermost point of the spinal cord. Here we know at the lower border of L1, the spinal cord terminates. So, where the spinal cord terminates, it is known as conus medullaris. So, the phylum Terminale extends from here, conus medullaris, to first coccygeal vertebra. This one is the first coccygeal vertebra. It is about 20 cm long. It consists of two parts, phylum Terminale internum and the phylum Terminale externum. Internum, it is about 15 cm long and lies within the dural sac. What is dural sac? Till S2, the dura mater is present. So this yellow space is the dural sac. So phylum Terminale internum is within the dural sac, which is 15 cm long, and phylum Terminale externum is only 5 cm long, which lies outside the dural sac below the S2 vertebra. Now the second one is the subarachnoid septum. Septum made from pia mater, which connects the dorsal surface of spinal cord with the arachnoid matter in the mid-sagittal plane. To understand this, let's see this diagram first. The red part is the pia mater, blue one is the arachnoid matter, and this green part is dura mater. So, subarachnoid septum, it is made from pia mater, which connects dorsal surface of spinal cord. This is the dorsal surface and this is the ventral surface. So it connects the dorsal surface of spinal cord with the arachnoid matter in the mid-sagittal plane. So this dotted part is the subarachnoid cistern. Third extension is the ligamentum denticulata. They are thick transparent bands of pia mater. They extend laterally between the anterior and posterior nerve roots in pairs. So, this is the anterior root and this is the posterior root of the spinal cord. Between them lies the ligamentum denticulata. So, this red part is the ligamentum denticulata. Now, there are 21 tooth-like processes which pierce the arachnoid matter and attach to the inner surface of dura mater. So, this is the pia mater, arachnoid matter and the green dura mater. So, this pierces the arachnoid matter to reach the dura mater, and there are 21 pair of tooth-like processes. Level of first teeth or the ligamentum denticulata is the foramen magnum, and the level of last teeth is between the T12 and the L1 spinal nerves. Note, it is not vertebra, it is spinal nerves between T12 and L1 spinal nerves. Fourth and the last one is the linea splendens. It is the thickening of pia mater in the anterior median fissure. This is the anterior median fissure. So in the whole length of the spinal cord, we see the linea splendens, which is an extension of the pia mater. Here comes the end of this topic. If you really like my efforts in these videos, do consider sharing and subscribing to my channel. See you next time. Until then, goodbye.